There's been a major change to an AEW Revolution match. We've got an update on Kenny Omega's AEW future. And there's backstage news on why Sami Zayn lost to Roman Reigns. Stay tuned for all the deets. So kicking things off straight away, getting into AEW's upcoming Revolution pay-per-view. Now, a central theme of that pay-per-view is the Face of the Revolution ladder match.
Yeah.
Got
the pay-per-view name.
Climb the ladder, grab the ring.
In the match.
Yeah, it's there. It's the core central pillar of the pay-per-view, but now it's not on the pay-per-view. Things have changed.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So it appears as though to keep the length of the pay-per-view match down, because it looks like it's going to be a 60-minute Iron Man headliner, like full-blown.
Yeah, it's that
potentially
fills an hour,
and there's
at least.
potentially overtime involved with that. So we're going to have to maybe look at moving some stuff around. So AEW have decided to remove the Face of the Revolution ladder match from the show, and they're going to be putting it on to Rampage instead. So
it's
this week's Dynamite. Sorry, it was announced on Rampage. So it's coming up this Wednesday, March 1st. But the match is going to feature the debut of AAA's Commander, and we'll also see Konosuke Takeshita, Ortiz, Action Andretti, Sammy Guevara, Powerhouse Hobbs, Eddie Kingston, and AR Fox going. Get in there, AR Fox.
He's done well.
He's class, man.
Considering the fact that he sort of was picked up and it was just sort of like, we've got AR Fox.
He's somebody who, I was just mind blown that when the getting was good with NXT, that they weren't just all over him immediately. He was somebody, even going back to some of the old CZW DVDs I've got.
Also someone that I thought, a lot of people have said that they thought he'd be picked up much earlier in AEW's lifespan. It's taken a long time, but he's here.
I think, it's not so much a bad thing to lose it from the pay-per-view. It's got the pay-per-view name in it. It's a very good marketing tool toward the pay-per-view. You can potentially have some spillover out of the back end of it onto the pay-per-view. There's a lot of different things you could have coming out of such a dramatic matchup. It's also going to mean ratings for Dynamite.
I was going to say, it makes Dynamite more must-see because you've got this big match that's usually it's a pay-per-view quality match.
You're getting a pay-per-view quality match for free.
On Dynamite.
It's sort of, I think, it's not going to harm it too much. It gives them that additional time without having to run over, and that's been a common complaint fairly recently as WWE's pay-per-views have gone from gargantuan to really scaled back in places. AEW's offering, I think AEW, it's not a bad thing. They're wanting to give us a decent offering.
Value
for the money, and just absolutely bombard us with matches. But sometimes, you do have to kind of start downsizing a little bit.
Because some of the shows, they've gone on 4.5 almost 5 hours, and by the time, and I feel sorry for the wrestlers who are in the main event, because by the time the main event comes, the crowd feels a bit sort of deflated and not really into it.
And a lot of it as well is it's the kind of style AEW's got, a very dynamic, a very exciting style, and I think that while it's amazing to watch, to be a part of a live crowd, it's kind of like your mind gets blown about 6 times over the course of a pay-per-view, and by the end you're just this muttering mess.
You're just sat
in a chair, just like there's still 2 matches to go. I think it's one of those.
Who do you think's winning?
I want AR Fox.
Okay.
I want AR Fox, but I reckon Takeshita.
I'm hoping Takeshita. I feel like having him have a big grand display in this star-making match, essentially, is good. Grab the brass ring. Be the guy.
Yeah.
He's the next guy. So I think...
Spoiler, Sammy just pushes over the ladder and wins.
No, please no.
But keeping it with the pay-per-views, I guess. Premium live events in this case. We were reporting yesterday about the potential return of King and Queen of the Ring, as well as Backlash happening next May. So we're going to have a fairly busy May with everything that's going on, because AEW will be running shows as well.
WrestleMania Backlash.
No,
Backlash.
Not WrestleMania Backlash, just Backlash. There's been a bit of an update on the King and Queen of the Ring side of this, though, with the fact that PW Insider have broken the news that they're going to be taking place in Saudi Arabia. So it's currently scheduled for May 27th as a single event.
Yep.
It makes sense. WWE's still got the ongoing deal with Saudi Arabia for however many more years.
How many years? I think they signed it in 2017.
Plus a potential add-on time for the year of COVID. So I think, we're going to keep seeing events occurring out there. That's not going to stop anytime soon. And it makes sense. I think it's a big show. But I kind of want them to, we were talking about this yesterday, I want it to have a bit more gravitas to it for the winner.
Yeah, I feel it feels like it should be this big, massive event. And it will actually be a big, massive event if it's inside Arabia. They do the big shows there. They do massive stadiums. So King of the Ring, and again, I want to see him win. We talked about it earlier, but Gunther, imagine him as the Kaiser of the ring.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. That'd work.
Wha-pow. You know, with the chops. That'd be, oh, give us that.
They'll give it to a celebrity like Jake Paul.
Oh, well, considering you mentioned Jake Paul, what a lovely little segue there. During an appearance on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani, a legitimate journalist, Jake Paul has discussed the possibility of joining WWE, and he said, "We'll see. I'm down. I just don't want to get injured. My brother tore his MCL. It's crazy out there. So I just don't want to derail my boxing and all that. But I'm down. I love WWE." Now, of course, he's facing Tommy Fury in a boxing match.
And Tommy Fury needs to knock him out. I don't know what's going.
See, it's Double or Nothing now.
Yeah,
no, not AEW. It's not at Double or Nothing.
I don't know what's happening, but I understand. You know, the Paul brothers are making a very big name for themselves with the whole boxing thing, and they seem to be taking it very, very seriously. And I think that, you know, provided that you don't pick up any injuries, that is going to be a big proviso for these things, right? Because they're making a lot of money as professional boxers, and you can't be sitting there kind of training to box, turn up to do a WWE thing, get injured, and boom, all of that marketing's derailed. You can't do the fight. You can't do all of this. But at the same time, I feel like it's only a matter of time until he's in.
I mean, you know,
like Logan shilling crypto online. Jake was straight in there after him. I think Logan jumps to WWE. You know, we had Jake on one of the pre-shows already.
He was on at Crown Jewel last year. He appeared there with Logan. I think at the end of the match he came out and he was supporting his brother. And he did actually say, he went, "I love working with my brother." So that would definitely be something that could be on the horizon for sure. He also went on to say that his brother was made for WWE. And I completely agree. Logan's been doing some great stuff.
We've rarely seen anybody come in that seamlessly.
He's so good. But yeah, so it could be a thing that's on the horizon. I'd quite like to see it. You know, Logan and Jake, as much
You've got to think they're going to put him in a tag together at some point.
It seems made for it, like eventually tag team champions,
or you know, have them face off against each other at some point as a big blow off. But I think that the Paul brothers are going to be around for a while, and I think they're both going to be involved with WWE, not just Logan.
I think they'll be quite good at it, both of them. I hate saying it, but I really like them.
They're just so hateable.
But they're hateable but likable at the same time. Like Logan doing
weird.
I don't like Logan out of the ring.
I don't like having conflicting feelings, Fraser.
But as soon as he hits that buckshot lariat, I'm like, oh my God, he's amazing. Look at him go.
Well, moving to the other side of the fence now over at AEW, the Wrestling Observer have reported that AEW have decided to add time to Kenny Omega's contract for the time he's missed due to injury over the past 4 years. Now, this is something we were talking about maybe a couple of months back on the news. But it's currently estimated that his contract could be extended as long as 9 months. But the exact time frame for it hasn't been finalized yet, apparently. Omega, of course, missed some time between November 2021 and August 2022. And then he was absent from TV from September 22 to November 22.
Why?
And this comes after reports of WWE interest. We've heard that apparently WWE are very interested in. I mean, why wouldn't they be? You know, it's like saying water is wet. I think that I'd be very surprised to see Kenny in WWE, but I feel like I was equally as surprised to see AJ, you know, like anything can happen.
Literally anything can happen. And this puts his contract sort of ending round about the same time as the Young Bucks. We know that his contract is being dealt with by the same agent as the Young Bucks. So it could be a case of they will all want to stick together. The Elite will go where the Elite want to go. I can see AEW keeping them because it's their name is literally in the name of the company. They are vice presidents.
It's sort of, it would be quite the victory for WWE to kind of snatch away quite that level.
But also at the same time, not Kenny Omega, he's still young, he's still in his prime, but he is
he's what, like 38 or something?
I think he's 39, turning 40 soon. He's at that age where it's now or never. If he signs another 4 or 5 year contract with AEW, he's probably not going to decide to go to WWE after that. So if he does,
it might be more of a stripped back, kind of smaller, time frame type deal.
I'm undecided on whether I want to see him go or not.
I'm curious enough that I would love to see at least once the Bucks in there against New Day. I kind of want to see Kenny in a high profile WWE match.
If Biggie gets back in ring and he recovers from his injury, the Elite versus the New Day.
I think it'd be fantastic. But keeping it with WWE, WWE. Keeping it with WWE. We're talking about, we're
talking about WWE.
Yeah. Keeping it with WWE. I'm great at segs.
Whoa.
We've got some backstage news coming out of the back of Elimination Chamber. Now, this one is another update from Wrestling Observer, but they've said that the internal argument backstage in WWE right now surrounding Sami Zayn and his loss to Roman Reigns is that despite the rating that Sami Zayn is currently drawing, they believe that this is because he's linked with the bloodline and he might not draw those numbers away from the storyline. The report states, but the argument is that they could do that and end the storyline. And the storyline continues with the Usos and Sikoa along with Reigns now trying to eliminate Zayn, which should be the storyline now as well, Dave said.
It kind of extends the storyline. If Sami Zayn won the belts, that's the end of the storyline, and they think that he wouldn't draw those numbers that he's been drawing. Sami Zayn, we've reported previously or covered recently that the fact that unlike Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston, who saw a big surge in fan momentum and support, they didn't draw the ratings, whereas Sami Zayn is drawing the ratings, he is getting the fan support as well, and it sort of seems everything's aligning, but the worry is you take the belt off Roman, give it to Sami, then the interest isn't there because we want to see him beat Roman. And
I think that I see both sides of the coin on it. I think that Sami is riding such a wave right now that I think he would be able to carry a lot of momentum for a while. But at the same time, I do kind of see the whole, he was on the periphery of the storyline, then he became a central figure. How much of it is the storyline and the situation as a whole? Because, the situation of the storyline is what's really got people right here, I think.
Yeah, and as much as my heart wants to say that he would still keep those numbers and those ratings up, and it sucks that we're going, they can't take the belt off Roman and give it to Sami because the ratings aren't up, or the ratings are up but they think it's only tied to Roman Reigns. I want to just watch it and view it as he's the best thing in WWE right now. He's got the fan support, he's going to win.
This is the thing, it's undeniable that Sami Zayn is probably the most loved figure in that company right now. So I think that in either way, Sami's won coming out the back end of this. Sami has won big time.
He sort of solidified himself as a main eventer along with the likes of. And it's crazy. He's standing in the ring with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, and he feels as big as them. He feels more like an underdog, but he feels as big as them. He is a bona fide main eventer in my eyes.
This is it. I just think it's potentially just, all up for Sami Zayn moving forward. Just a little couple of notes here, though, at the end. The Bloodline continues to be the top merch seller for WWE, while Cody Rhodes is also very hot in terms of merch sales as well.
Yeah, so it is Sami's not quite at that level of top merch seller. I imagine if he had surpassed the Bloodline, this may be a little bit of a different storyline. Them going, okay, we maybe need to pay a bit more attention and not just cut the story or keep the story on its original path. But I'm excited for the future of Sami Zayn.
Well, that's it for your second dose of lovely bumper weekend wrestling news. We may be back in a little bit with a third video if anything else breaks, but keep your eyes peeled. There's plenty of content going out on the channel this weekend. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, have a good one. See you later.